Good morning. It's been a while since I've done a recorded video, excuse me. So I thought I'd jump on here. Mainly been sticking to just lives. Enjoying my country gentleman that I customized. See the bead Debbie on there? My forever stem, beautiful stem. I'm gonna put a brass ferrule on there, I think. We'll shine this one up. It don't matter. It's cold today. Sun was out. It's still out a little bit, but the clouds are moving in. Kind of looks like we might get a snowy day, but they're not calling for it. But temperature's 36, but with the wind chill, it's 30. And it feels every bit of 30. Coffee black, of course. Nothing poignant to say today, no wisdom to offer. Just wanted to get on and say hello. Well, I guess if I was going to add some words of wisdom, been thinking over, been rushing up, having some issues with the left side, my shoulder and stuff with numbness and everything, and it's just been, I spend a lot of my time, I'm out here, I'm contemplating, thinking about things, and then do a lot of reading, study my Bible. I've had some lunches and breakfasts with folks. Been fortunate enough for that the past few weeks. And so I keep a pocket constitution on me at all times. And I remember when we were in junior high school, I had a teacher and he'd dress up in colonial times. Every year he did this. And he was a great history teacher. And he taught us about the start of the country, the United States history. And we had to memorize in his class, Mr. Weingartner. We had to memorize, and he's since gone, long since gone, the preamble to the Declaration of Independence. We learned about the Declaration of Independence, how it was brought about, how it came about, how this country was formed. We had to learn the preamble and memorize and recite it in front of the class to the United States Constitution. And I also remember in school we had to learn and memorize and recite the Gettysburg Address. And we learned what this country was founded on. So a preamble is the beginning of a document, right? It's basically one paragraph. So I'm going to read, because I don't remember, the Declaration of Independence, preamble, and then the Constitution. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator, capital C, with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you have to look and see that life, liberty, and happiness are all capitalized, the first letter. And that's important. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Now, if you get a chance to visit down at our nation's capital, you can see the Declaration of Independence on display. very powerful statement that the colonies of the United States made to the King of England, King George. That we were no longer going to be tied as a colony of the country of England, because we were being taxed without representation, and we had no say and control over our land and our people. Basically, we were living under oppression, under the English rule. And the good people of the United States, before it was the United States of America, decided they had enough. There were some things that went on. If you learn about the Tree of Liberty and the citizens who were shot and killed by British soldiers, all these things that were going on. And then we put together the United States Constitution. To help set up what would become the greatest democracy in the history of the world, the United States. The preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. 13 colonies became 13 states. So that's what I do with my time. I spend my time reflecting, reacquainting myself with things that I've learned in the past. A lot of reading. Great books out there on Dwight D. Eisenhower, John Quincy Adams, George Washington, the real history behind these men. I also, spent some time down in the shop. Painted the bathroom. Doing some more work on the bathroom, because you can't just paint it, you end up doing more. You start one thing in there, and then, it's those of you that have homes, and you start a project in a home, you go, let me tear this out. Let me do this, let me do that. So that's what I do with my days. It's getting really windy out. Keep myself busy, productive. It's good to do that. Man was made to be productive, to produce. And even though I don't work anymore, I can still be productive in other ways. I have a house to take care of. I have children and now a grandchild. I have friends that need my help. I serve in my church. I've been asked to serve in my community now and consider running for school board. And I'm still thinking about that and praying about that. I'm discussing with the school systems in this country, public schools. The school board sets the curriculum, and our children are no longer learning the things that they should be learning. I mean, we see it. We used to see it on these talk shows when they'd ask questions. Who was Abe Lincoln? I actually heard somebody say the first president of the United States, which he wasn't. I think he was the 16th, if I remember correctly. These are young folks, and they're not learning properly. You know, educate. We need to educate. You know, we're going through a lot of volatility in this country right now, and people wonder how they can get involved. Get involved in your community. It starts at the community level, and it works its way up. I just read it. We the people. We the people. It starts with the people. The people. The people are charged with the responsibility of forming a more perfect union, as it says. And by no means should it be through violence. Unless, because the Constitution gives us that right to bear arms, to protect us from tyrannical governing. Oh yeah, read it. It's in there. It's like you follow bylaws of a club or a business. That is our bylaws. The Constitution trumps everything else. And we've amended it over the years. We've added things to it, which our forefathers knew that we would need to. There has to be. As the country grows, you need to amend things. You need to add things. But the basic principles and the foundations remain, and they should always remain. If you don't build the house on a proper foundation, that house is going to fall. It's going to divide, it's going to separate, and it's going to fall apart. And it'll be a pile of rubble before long. So I said I wasn't going to have any words of wisdom, and I don't really have any words of wisdom, but just wanted to share that. So y'all have a good day. Have a great weekend. It's Friday. Get your weekend started. Relax. Enjoy it. If you go to church on Sunday. Spend some time in fellowship. Pursue life, liberty, and happiness. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. Light 'em up.